I request everyone to please be seated, and the people who are standing outside the hall, please come inside so we can start the event. Ma'am, should I start the event? Thank you. In the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficent. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mahnur Qureshi, and on behalf of Pakistan Red Crescent Society, it's my privilege and honor to welcome you all at this high-level humanitarian forum organized under the observance of World Red Cross and Red Crescent Week with the theme of United Under Humanity. Today we are deeply honored by your presence here, by the presence of our esteemed dignitaries here, respected development partners, members of the diplomatic corps, humanitarian stakeholders, academia, civil society, media, youth, and volunteer. Your gracious presence here reflect our shared commitment of the humanitarian values and meaningful partnership for the betterment of the vulnerable communities. We also extend our special greetings on behalf of our Honorable Chairperson, Mrs. Farzana Naik, the leadership of Pakistan Red Crescent Society, our valued partners including IFRC, ICRC, all Red Cross and Red Crescent movement partners, Turkish Red Cross, Norwegian Red Cross, and German Red Cross. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here with our hearts full of pride and gratitude, so I request all of you to please rise in the respect of National Anthem of Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, to seek the divine blessings, now I would like to invite Mufti Dilshad Sahab to please come to the stage and recite the verses of the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان سنفرغ لكم أيها الثقلان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان آمنت بالله صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم.
Jazakallah. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are heading towards the official opening remarks of this humanitarian forum, but before inviting a speaker for that, let me share one aspect of her contributions towards the society, as she's having more than 30 years of experience. She's a committed humanitarian leader dedicated to strengthening the humanitarian services, volunteerism, disaster response, health initiatives, and community resilience across Pakistan. Under her visionary leadership, Pakistan Red Crescent Society has further enhanced its role in emergency response, youth engagement, climate resilience initiatives, and partnership with the national and international humanitarian actors. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to invite our Honorable Chairperson of Pakistan Red Crescent Society, Mrs. Farzana Naik. Please, a huge round of applause for our Honorable Chairperson, Mrs. Farzana Naik.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. First of all, I do not have 30 years, though a lot of my team do have 30 years, which I'm very proud to say. This is, I think, my 15th year. So I was first with I was chairing on and off in Sindh. And it is indeed, it is an honor and a privilege to be here to welcome all of you on the PRCS Humanitarian Forum. And especially this week is very important to us. It is the World Red Crescent Week. So, and the theme is United in Humanity, which resonates deeply, especially in the new humanitarian landscape. It is about shared commitment of service within our principles, to give service, to help the most vulnerable and restore dignity in the most difficult crisis. Today's gathering is not just a forum, it is a platform for action, partnership, and impact. In today's humanitarian landscape, especially as 2025 was a very challenging and difficult year, without going into the detail, with the diminishing of the resources, the needs grew, the funds dwindled. So, and the crisis upon crisis between the climate, the effects of the climate, effects of conflict, effects of all sorts of man-made and natural disasters, they continued. And we have made our commitment as PRCS, and can we stand alone? That was a question we asked ourselves internally. And after many meetings, we went through a transformation plan. with the help of IFRC, and we had a partnership meeting in Kuala Lumpur, and throughout these discussions, we felt in order to continue our humanitarian service at that standard with our 7 principles, we have to form impactful partnership with other important humanitarian actors. I think this is the main goal we have today of our humanitarian forum. So I thank each and every one of you again for coming here, giving your time, all from the embassies. We are from different NGOs, INGOs, different organizations. I think this is a time we should all meet more often. This is our first meeting and our first huge occasion and event, and we will continue to find ways and more and common interests. Our goal is the same: to provide service to the most vulnerable, to provide service where it is most needed. And every organization has its strengths. We are 78 years old, PRCS. We are auxiliary to the government. We were formed by an act of parliament, and our biggest strength is our volunteer force, which is over close to 600,000. And when you see the red jackets who are trained, they go to workshops, they are trained, and out of the 500, over almost 600,000, 200,000 plus are women. So, and we have footprints on every part of Pakistan. 7 provincial headquarters, 52, is it 52? 52 district branches, which we hope to multiply. And so we have to look at our strengths, and we have our own. If you look around the room, you will see all the different departments, all our where we have continuously been working in the most so many natural disasters. When all of you will view our exhibition, you will see a roadmap of how PRCS has left its footprints. So today, I won't take much of your time. As I said, we went through a transformation process last year. We viewed ourselves internally. We have with stress on going through digital transformation, innovation, institutional strengthening. This was very, very important to make ourselves financial, with emphasis on financial management, and are putting in very strong transparency and accountability mechanisms. Capacity building, as I have said, from 52, we hope to strengthen some of our weak provincial branches and maybe open up more district branches so we can help the most needy and most vulnerable when any crisis occurs. I would like to also, just a few words. We've had to make, like I said, last year we had to make some very tough decisions. And one of our decisions was with migration and displaced communities. PRCS stood alone to provide humanitarian service to the returning Afghan migrants. We had many meetings, and we faced a lot of questions, even internally. And with the help of the IFRC, we launched a DREF, and we were able to provide humanitarian service to allow them to cross with dignity. We have many other successes, but my greatest success and my greatest pride is my PRCS team. I think they have worked tirelessly, and they have stood by me. I always come up with some idea and some new path, and I really, I'm happy. I feel blessed. I want to thank, above everything, I want to thank my partners, the IFRC, the most supportive. They have supported. They are here to support PRCS. They are here to support the Pakistani people in the times of need. The ICRC, which works in conflict, and conflict is if you look at the north, it is mostly you see ICRC, and they have some. I do want to say a few words of RFL, which is Restoring Family Links, because it it has amazing, heartwarming stories. And I want to thank our Norwegian Red Cross for being our strongest partner in health. And they also have their strategy is also to help in the most conflict areas, which very few agencies have the reach. And PRCS is one of them, is the main footprint in the most conflict areas. The German Red Cross, who have been our strongest partners, 7, 8 years, maybe 9, going now in the climate awareness, change, and now it is time for solutions. And they have stood firm with us, and we have learned a lot. They have on the workshops, on the training. So I thank the German Red Cross, and of course, above everybody, our brotherly nation, the Turkish Red Crescent. We literally have the same heartbeat whenever we meet. So today, in closing, I would just like to say, I really hope that this event encourages knowledge sharing, more coordinated meetings, so we can go into a stronger and transformed and more committed, and we can all work together to serve the vulnerable, the needy, those who are waiting for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Farzana Naik, for the opening remarks and for setting the tone of the event. So now moving forward towards a special video message from the Regional Director of the Asia Pacific of International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attentions towards the screen for the special video message of Mr. Alexander Matthew.
Congratulations on International Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. Thank you for being with us. Congratulations especially to the staff and volunteers of the Pakistan Red Crescent. Thank you for all that you do, all that you've done over the last year to support people in crisis. It's well noted, respected, and appreciated. Thank you for joining us from the government of Pakistan, from UN agencies, from civil society organizations. It's great to spend time with you this morning, and I'm delighted that this humanitarian forum is taking place on Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. I wish I could be there, but I appreciate that you've given me a small opportunity to say a few words at the beginning. It's a good time to have these discussions. We're all reading the news with a heavy heart lately. We can all appreciate the growing risks that we face from conflict and the risks that we're not talking about enough from climate threats. We know this, but we know the global narrative is taking us in a different direction, which is why it is so important that we have spaces like this where we can talk about what it's going to take to make our communities, our countries, our region, the world safer in the way that it can be the sort of place that we want to live in and we want our children to live in. Now that can start at a community level. The work that the volunteers do to show kindness to their community members in times of crisis. And it can be a responsibility for the leadership of organizations to work with those in power and to promote peace and policies that protect people from all sorts of risks. We're having this conversation today at a time when the humanitarian sector is going through a big change. You probably all know it. The humanitarian architecture has shrunk, and we don't know what its future is going to be. Now, this is not a good thing in the sense that it has cut back services for people in crisis all around the world. But it is also an opportunity to rethink what sort of system of national, regional and global solidarity we need as we move into for the future. And I think everybody has recognized that primarily our ability to cope with crises will depend on capacities in communities, in countries, and the institutional resilience of those institutions that will prepare for and respond to crises. I hope they will continue to benefit, and I'm sure they will, from solidarity from neighbors, from global solidarity from organizations like the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. But I also appreciate that the bulk of the burden is going to be taken at a national level. So we need strong national humanitarian institutions. That's a primary goal of the IFRC, to work with its membership around the world to achieve that aim. And I hope it's a common objective in the room for the Humanitarian Forum today. Of course, it's primarily the responsibility of the Pakistan Red Crescent to be credible, to be trusted, to build alliances and partnerships at multiple levels with government, with the private sector, with movement partners, UN agencies, civil society organizations, but it's also our responsibility as partners to invest well, to think about the long-term institutional resilience of humanitarian organizations and what's going to enable them to provide sustainable and durable services in the years to come. I hope that's something we can talk about today, to celebrate the kindness and the compassion that's already being shown to people in crisis and how to support that, to consider how to work together, to work with leaders on good policies to protect people in times of crisis, and how we can support institutional resilience so that countries can cope with crises as well and as independently as possible. I'm sure you're going to have those conversations. I'm sure everyone's going to contribute well, and I'm sure it's going to be a very good day. I'm sorry to miss it, but I hope it goes well. And again, congratulations on International Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your attention. So now we are moving forward towards our presentation on From Response to Resilience. And before inviting our presenter or speaker, I would like to share his brief profile that Mr. Ubaidullah Khan, who is the Secretary General of Pakistan Red Crescent Society, is having more than 2 decades of experience. I think I'm right about your experience in humanitarian coordination, disaster management, and institutional development. And throughout his professional journey, he has played a vital role in strengthening Pakistan Red Crescent Society, that is operating nationwide, enhancing the emergency responses across the country, and obviously he's working hard with the other humanitarian organizations and fostering partnership for the betterment of this society. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Secretary General of Pakistan Red Crescent Society, Mr. Ubaidullah Khan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to have this presentation today to this august audience. On behalf of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, I again welcome you all to this auditorium of the national headquarters today. So in next 20 minutes also you will be seeing that a presentation I'll try to have with some data and some facts. Pakistan, how, as mentioned by our Honorable Chairperson, 78 years of history. I will not go into that all details, but at least how we have navigated, though very turbulent water and very turbulence and all the challenges, but we have navigated and we're covering all, addressing all those challenges in those years. Our journey from response to resilience, communities to make up, along with the system development, as mentioned by the Honorable Chair. Before I go to that, I have tried to have few slides on the statistics, as we must be knowing about Pakistan is a country, 5th largest country of the world, having population of 20 to 25 million, where 45% of the population lives below poverty lines, mean earning less than $4.2 per day as per World Bank standards. So, and that ranks 168 country out of 193 in the Human Development Index. So that shows that almost 50% population of the Pakistan is living below poverty, and there are 70 million again after this 2022 floods still striving to address their basic needs of life. We have 60% literacy rate and 6.8 million, rough figure, is still unemployed. So these are the poorest of the poor people. These are the most vulnerable people, and every time we have increased frequency of the disaster, they are the ones who always gets vulnerabilities, and they are always being affected with any kind of disasters. In addition to that, we have tried to figure out the triple humanitarian challenges commonly being faced by Pakistan. In addition to the geopolitical confrontation at border we are having, that is the man-made thing. But along that, what natural disaster we are having? The first one is the climate change. Pakistan is the country under the top 10 countries who have been affected by the climate change. Though everybody knows that our contribution towards carbon emission is less than 1%, but we are the sufferers of the climate change. We have seen last year, 2025, cloudburst. That is the new phenomena came, this climate change effects. We are facing this heat wave in south. So these are the disasters effects of the climate change. And at just you can see 33 million people were affected in 2022 floods. We have all seen and witnessed 1.3 to 3.8 billion economic loss has been occurred due to that. The second one is the health crisis. Yes, health inequalities. We have system vulnerabilities. We see in every other day news collapsed structures in the unplanned populated cities. That is a challenge again. And 44% children are stunted, means that shows a chronic malnutrition as well. 50% of the population of Pakistan lacks clean drinking water, the access. So these are the people, the purpose is just to reflect these facts that you can see. So we are addressing these people's needs, especially when they have also been affected by the disaster situation. And ultimate result is the migration and the displacement. And we are having all kind of, I think, migration and displaced people in Pakistan over decades and decades. These are the stateless people. We are having this IDPs. We are having the refugees, all categories, and these are being displaced due to these effects of the disasters. And we, as mentioned by Honorable Chair, that we are the only organization, I think, who are supporting to a dignified repatriation of these migrants, especially Afghan migrants. And we have provided in these two borders of Chaman and Torkham, I think more than 100,000 people with all dignified support we have provided at the borders. What is the reality check? If you see this gap from the needs and the system, that is increasing. What are the factors inside? As I've said, the disasters are increasing day by day. It's been flash floods, erratic flooding, monsoon, erratic this weather pattern change, all kind of disaster we are having. We are having cloudbursts, we are having gulf in the north. So these are increasing day by day. And what challenge we are facing is the data and coordination gap. There is still difficulties to get accurate, reliable data to plan, to build upon our proposals on that. So that, though thanks to the NDMA, we are having this National Command and Control System, we have something that is available on the coordination part at the national level. But at the provincial and the district level, that is still missing and to work on. And shrinking funding. Globally, regionally, due to war and crisis in other part of the world, the funding is being diverted to those countries. I think many of the countries, Pakistan is not the priority countries. What is the solution for that? We have to think, and that is making an impediment and hurdles in making our humanitarian mandate and operational needs, especially in case of disasters. And system inefficiencies, we are also facing this kind of challenges: funding, logistic issues, NOCs issues, lack of the local knowledge driven strategies. So these are basically the challenges to meet our operational mandated goal of the to serve the communities. Let's just talk about on the Pakistan Red Crescent. We are, as mentioned, the organization who have two mainstream. It's been established through Act of Parliament, 78 years of history, and we are on the one side is the member of the Red Cross Red Crescent movement. We have 191 national societies across the world, and we are one of the robust and known national society who has made his metal felt and recognized in this, especially in the South Asia, one of the most efficient national society who's been responding. I think we have responded more than 50 REF, disaster response, emergency and emergency appeal operations with support of the Federation and other movement partners. That is our pride. And we have the volunteer force, that is the backbone. Across the world, we are having over 16 million volunteers, and in Pakistan is around 600,000, and equally gender balanced composition of that. And we are nationwide present. That is our potential. That is our uniqueness. That is our pride. We have branches, we have volunteer force, we are the community organization, we have the access, we have the accessibility, we have a very good footprint, and we have all kind of recognitions from different forums. So PRC is not an external actor. We are woven in the Pakistani fabric. Yes, it's not covering all, but at least you can see our journey. We have been responding to the disaster, all major and minor kind of disaster. We have branches where we find ourselves more appropriate, accurate. We always chip in as an auxiliary partner to the government of Pakistan. We have responded to the 1.5 million people in 2005 earthquake, then super floods, then 2022 floods, 2.8 million, and recently in last 2 years you can see the figures how we reached out to different kind of disasters and eventualities. So, beyond relief, Pakistan Red Crescent Society as a leading relief organization responding to the disasters, and also we are working on our system strengthening and capacity building of the national society, as we have heard also from the Alexander Matthew, that we have to work on the institutional capacity building as well. That work continues side by side in addition to what we already engage in the response operations. So you can see we have the ambulance services in all major cities and capitals. We have early warning and DRR systems actively now been introduced. We try to make ourselves according to the contemporary requirements of the regional and the global level. We are working on the anticipatory actions, thanks to the again German Red Cross on building up that capacity to work on so that we are in a positions to move rather to wait for the disaster to occur and response. We work in anticipation together with all the related departments of the other organizations so that we can evacuate, we can inform communities to be prepared and to save them from the disasters. We are also working on our cross-cutting, very important subjects is the protection, gender and inclusion, and community accountabilities and other safeguarding principles. And migration and displacement, I have already mentioned. We are also having blood services, regional blood bank. You can see state-of-the-art bank we have here in the headquarters as well. So trust is our strongest currency. We are already moving from reaction to the preparedness. So response alone is no longer enough. The future demands anticipation as we are working on the preparedness for effective response, resilience through finding local solutions, and sustainability towards core mandatory role of the and our operational and infrastructure development. Just more figures on the Pakistan Red Crescent. We have developed recently our strategy that is very much aligned with the strategy of the International Federation of the Red Cross, but more importantly, addressing the needs of the national society in addressing the disaster-affected communities and the more vulnerable communities. And under that strategy, we have mentioned and targeted ourselves under the next 3 years roadmap to address 500 resilient communities under different community-based projects. And we have also tried to have digital enabled system to have more accurate and reliable and authentic data, and so that decision could be made, plan could be made accordingly, more accurately. Financial sustainability is one of the target in our strategy that we are working on, and everybody know it's the global shrinking, donors pull out, but we have to find solution within this country of having population of 55 million. There are solutions available. Pakistanis are the one of the best philanthropist nation. So we have to tap them, we have to engage them at different level, how we can find solutions to sustain our operational mandate and perform our activities. And we are the partner of choice of your organization. We have all these capacities. Please find yourself where our mandate synergize, where we can work in complementarity. So that is the question for today. We have to take this question with us. So this should not be, this is just beginning. We have to work together. We have to think where Pakistan Red Crescent Society can be the best partner for us in ultimate purpose to serve the humanities. As mentioned by the Honorable Chair, that we have been working on the transformation of the national society system and the operational capacity. So we have made many agendas, but we have clubbed in 7 main agenda of the for the national. We have set for next coming years that we would like, and we are working on that over last 1 year, and we have made very tangible and significant progress in each and every category. We want to make this society more digital transformed, where we have all the digital gadget. Though we are working, for example, just one example, our data collection from the field is no more on the manual, it is on the gadget. Either it is a red rose, either it is a ODK kits, so that is the more reliable data now we are collecting. So to avoid any duplication, any inaccuracies. So we are working on the financial sustainability, strategic alignment, system development, branch empowerment, communication and visibility. That is the main areas we are working on, that safety and security of our staff and our volunteers who are in the field. So these are 7 most aligned and transformation agenda for the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, who's working and will working obviously with support of our partners and colleagues here. They are supporting us in achieving the results in that. Yes. Yes, this is slides. We have made this paradigm shift from reactive to the proactive organization. As a nation, we did realize after 2025 floods, before that everybody was responding and reacting to the any disaster occurrence. But this realization, we are working on the forecast-based financing, as I mentioned, anticipatory actions and other kind of things. And we are also want to have the external centralized intervention, community-led resilience and stronger local systems, where communities are part and parcel of our programs and operations. So this is the approach basically. We worked with the community so that we involve them from the day one in all the planning process, and so that they themselves be part of this plan and execution and overall monitoring. So this is the shift we have made. Just last few slides. We are now here with all the partners, organizations, and so we have invited purposefully all the organization, UN, this state departments, and DMA, other private sectors to work together. So that this is not a funding request. We are not asking. We are asking for the partnership of future, co-creation, and to work in the synergies, complementarities. We will invite you to build system and solutions, not just support isolated projects. We would like to have a more stronger and sustainable and longer partnership with the national society to work for future to serve the communities. So these are the few areas. You can see you can be partnered with us. It is a climate adaptation investments. We are talking about the digital and the AI system development. We are talking about the community resilience. We are talking about the resource mobilizations. These are the few areas I have mentioned where we can be partner with each other organization. So we have responded, we have delivered, we have evolved. When you leave this room, I think, what is your place in building resilience? Join hands with the Pakistan Red Crescent, because humanity needs more than response, it needs commitment. I end with my last slide with the statement that resilience is not built in the aftermath. It is of disaster. It is built in the decision we take today and together. Thank you very much for your patience listening.
Thank you so much, Abedullah Khan Sir, for such informative and impactful presentation. So now may I please have your attention for a special documentary that is showcasing the humanitarian journey of Red Cross and Red Crescent movements, and obviously the contribution of Pakistan Red Crescent Society towards the resilient community. So please direct your attentions towards the screen. always united in humanity. What a lovely journey, what a impactful journey. Even I feel so proud to be a volunteer of Pakistan Red Crescent Society. So now, before moving forward, let me share that this session, this humanitarian forum is being live streamed on the Facebook and YouTube accounts of Pakistan Red Crescent Society. So now we are heading towards the most impactful session of this humanitarian forum, that is the interactive dialogue of partnership for humanity. And if you talk about such kind of dialogues, they're very important to highlight what our stakeholders are doing, what needs to be done in this regard. So obviously this session would reflect the spirit of collaboration and collective responsibility, and it would bring together the stakeholders, the humanitarian partners, institutions and development actors to strengthen the humanitarian impact and sustainable partnership. For that, I would like to invite Mr. Kamar Wasim, who's the Secretary Provincial Sindh Branch, and Mr. Javed Mazhar, who's the Deputy Director PMER. Please come to the stage. The session is over to you.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Well, as you said, as you have listened, that Javed is one of the very senior person here in National Headquarters, Islamabad, and I'm Kamar Wasim, and my romance with Pakistan Red Crescent Society is only 33 years old, so it's getting younger and younger with the day passing through. Now, what we are going to do is here that, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. And secondly, this is you are just listening Red Cross, Red Cross and Red Cross. But there are many other organizations are sitting here who are working in their own domain, in their own organizational protocols, similar things. Humanitarian work. We are here, I mean, a lot of MSF is here, UNHCR, Acted International, Care International, Norwegian Church Aid, UNICEF, FAO, WFP, and IOM, Shell Foundation, Italian Agency of Development and Cooperation, Meteorological Department, Civil Defense, and the representative of many embassies here. They are sitting. Thank you very much for joining us. But what we are thinking, what is the purpose of this segment is that just to talk to you about what you feel Red Cross Red Crescent, what you are doing in your areas, not only doing in your areas, but the most important question is how we can collaborate. I can refer the second, third slide of the Secretary General which showed you here, that is the cooperation. So it is not about Red Cross Red Crescent here. It is about a joint humanitarian community. How can we work together? How can we make our togetherness as a most impactful way of doing things and reaching out to every corner of Pakistan, because many of the societies are working since very long here in Pakistan. So I will come to you and just want to hear about your organization, what you are doing, and especially how we can collaborate, or your organization can collaborate with Red Crescent Society. Right? Are you ready? Are you ready? Good. So can I find here, is there anyone from Italian Agency of Development Cooperation sitting here? Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, and thank you very much for you. Sit down. Yes. Can you just tell us about your organization? Because I know a lot of things that you are doing with the preservation of the environment, environment protection, and especially I have heard about you regarding the cultivation of the olive oil. That is a very unique project that you are doing in Pakistan, and many other things, awareness sessions and etc. and etc. So can you please tell us about your organization, and then I will have a next question.
Yeah, first of all, I introduce myself. My name is Corrado Di Dio. I'm an humanitarian officer at Humanitarian Cooperation, which is the government agency for development cooperation and humanitarian aid. Currently, I'm in charge for both Afghanistan and Pakistan. Yes, as you mentioned, for the Italian cooperation, Pakistan is a primary country for development protection, more than humanitarian assistance. fund humanitarian program where there is a humanitarian response plan issued by OCHA or other response plan. So we work with the communities, empowering communities on agriculture, on livelihood, but also we are trying to support communities in assessing basic services provided by municipalities or other national systems. And regarding the humanitarian action, let's say, in the past 2 years, currently we are focusing mostly on supporting displaced refugees, returnees to Afghanistan this last month. Regarding our collaboration, I think we can do a partner in humanitarian diplomacy. We identify, I'm sure we can identify common issues. And regarding financial support to national societies, ICLC or the Federation, we have specific financial instruments which are linked again to humanitarian response plan. When crisis erupt and Federation launch a humanitarian plan or appeal, we have specific financial instruments. But unfortunately, other than that, funding in the long term, national society, even NGO, organization,
Thank you very much. Basically, you have all answered my second question. But you have the keyword that you have used is a humanitarian diplomacy. Excellent. PRCS would like to have a collaboration with you in future. Then can we have a representative have Norwegian Church Aid? Okay. Hold on, I'll come to you. Let me. Surely, they would like to see you as well. Right. Yeah.
All right, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a question or should I just launch it?
No, it's the same question.
Same question.
About your organization first.
Okay.
And then the collaboration, possible collaboration with PRCS.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Kent. I'm the country director for We've had a presence here in one way or the other since the late 1970s. But thanks to the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, honored guests, I see many volunteers in the back there. So thanks for all the great work that you do. To be very brief, because I know we want to get everyone a chance to speak here. NCA in Pakistan, we're proud of what we call, what everyone calls a triple nexus approach here. So we have a range of development programs here that include disaster preparedness, climate, environmental stewardship, WASH infrastructure. We also have a women's economic empowerment portfolio as well as our intra and interfaith harmony work. That's combined with very flexible, both at the global level and locally through an anticipatory action system that we've established this year. Flexible humanitarian funding that allows us to respond to humanitarian disasters quickly or in anticipation of them. And then that combined with the inter and interfaith harmony work, that's proud of that, and proud of that flexibility. So I think that kind of NCA's technical expertise and capacity, both locally and globally, combined with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society's large volunteer network, provincial, district offices, I think that combined together creates a lot of space for collaboration and potential strategic partnerships as well, and I'm excited to explore that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We would very much like to have a collaboration with you as well. Well, now, the most challenging subject of this century is the food and agriculture. Can we have a FAO representative here? Food and Agriculture Organization. No? Okay, go to the next one. And that is there are many organizations. I mean, just to clarify this thing, anybody who would like to say anything, they are most welcome. So it is not just the organization. I'm just taking it randomly, right? And the next one is, of course, they're going to be the PMD, Pakistan Meteorological Department. Okay. Sir, can you just brief, we all know what the meteorological they do, but the thing is, keeping in view this scenario, the Red Cross Red Crescent scenario, which is anticipation, early warning and all this, and the huge network of the volunteers that we are having in the entire Pakistan, how can, what advancement you have done so far in terms of anticipatory approaches and early warning, and plus your collaboration with the Red Cross Red Crescent, if you can see in the future.
My sincere tributes to the Pakistan Red Crescent Society by organizing this kind of events and the social work they do in Pakistan and so my salute to PRCS. And thank you very much for having us, Pakistan Meteorological Department, as your collaborator. Since the signing of agreement with the PRCS in October 2024, in which we have built the anticipatory, action on the basis of flood early warning system in Kabul River Basin and also in the Indus Basin. And this was very much a successful exercise when we have designed scientifically the thresholds for anticipatory action on different barrages and dams. And we have seen a very successful manifestation of these kind of activities in the flood 2025. As you know that there are a lot of humanitarian issues globally, regionally, and then nationally. If we list down these issues, in my opinion, that violation of IHL law is the topmost issue in the global perspective. And we have seen this in the case of Gaza and Iran, where schools and other public entities were destroyed. And the second one is the hunger pandemic. And if we come to the regional scale like South Asia, many other issues are combined with these, like the climate issue. In Pakistan, the climate-induced disasters are the top cause of instigating or generating the humanitarian issues on the national. And since I have already mentioned that Pakistan Meteorological Department is providing technical services on the basis of flood early. We also do the other areas like drought, heat wave, cyclone, tsunami early warning, and then earthquake monitoring. I think that we extend our collaboration.
Thank you very much, sir. Excellent. Now, is there any representative of UNHCR sitting here? Good. Very, one of the extremely huge and excellent organization and a good partner of the PRCS. So can you please tell us in terms of this current scenario and the challenges that we are facing at the moment in this region, how the UNHCR is doing, and can we become more collaborative in future? You can see that.
First of all, allow us to congratulate all of you on this very special day. It's very clear that your strength here is the fabric, it's very, very clear. And it's apparent to us at UNHCR side by side with you, not just in response to natural disasters, just recalling the images from the 22 floods. It was a bit upsetting to be reminded, but unfortunately, I think we all know here we'll face more of that. Now, I also want to note that you're, of course, doing your part as well for the refugee community. It is a challenging subject, but it's also, I think, a testament to the team here that compassion and empathy won out in this challenging time, and we appreciate it. Looking ahead, I think we can continue to work together. We also need partners on this challenging subject. This is, of course, a community, many of whom don't know Afghanistan, who've grown up here, who've lived their whole lives here, and others who actually face very serious risks. So we hope to continue to work with you and with many others in the room in support of that. And maybe just to point out, of course, our work is not just with the refugee community, but it's also those host communities. And it's really a recognition of that hospitality that's been in this country for so long and revered actually and noted globally. So we really hope that this incredible hospitality.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody who would like to say, who is not from the Red Cross, Red Crescent, any other organization would like to say something? Well, you, okay. Can you please just introduce yourself first and your organization, and then reply.
I'm chairperson of the Foundation.
Okay, telephone.
And Jal Foundation is one of the largest prosthetic, private prosthetic providers with 11 centers across. And our Genesis was written by us and started working before. And and have been working ever since. And I think share
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
We really acknowledge and appreciate your work because you are tremendously doing a good work in terms of physically challenged people. And the most, very much cases that we do face during flood situation, after flood, right? So we do have these type of cases which we can easily collaborate with you and can refer to you. Thank you very much. I heard there is a representative of ECO is sitting here. ECO, sorry. Yes. Please.
Hello everyone, my name is Naeem and I'm working with the European Civil Protection in Humanitarian Office, head office in Pakistan. This office basically looks for Pakistan and you know about the
Hello? Yes. What are the possibilities of having, partnership with the Red Crescent?
yeah, so currently we have
Thank you, sir. We also have some representatives from embassies, that is, I think, Chinese embassies or British and Spanish. Anybody would like to say anything?
anyone from British High Commission?
Okay.
US Consulate.
Okay. Is there
Anyone from US
anybody
Consulate?
sitting here from US Consulate? Yes? Okay, sir. And you want to say something? Your name is Nadim Ali.
State. You know, previously we had DHA. South and Central Asia Bureau, and our mainly headquarters is regional advisor. She's looking South Asia.
Well, thank you very much. If you consider to partner with the Red Crescent, we will both learn with each other. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Thanks. Can you please introduce yourself first?
Assalamu alaikum and good morning. My name is Arshad, Raja Arshad from IOM.
IOM, okay.
International Organization for Migration. We are in Pakistan since 1981. But more importantly, since 2005, our footprint has increased because of responding in so many disasters, starting from 2005. And you mentioned about the super flood of 2010, 2022, 2025. We are preparing. We are going into again. The head of the PMD department, who is the only department who can guide us, the whole Pakistan and the humanitarian partners, how to prepare. One thing I would like to say at this forum, more particularly, representing IOM also, but also as a Pakistani, we have seen in this presentation that sources, the needs are increasing. 255 million people of Pakistan, the majority of our areas are vulnerable to one or the other disaster. So it's not going to be only looking at the international partners, because there are so many needs spread across the globe. With the sincere thanks, being as a Pakistani and also being as a humanitarian worker, for the support Pakistan has been receiving from the international partners. But looking at the scale of the disaster across the globe, this is very clear that we are not going to get what we need, which means we have to look in-house. 255 million people. With a rough estimate, let us say 50% are below poverty, we cannot donate, we cannot contribute, which brings us to 125 million people almost. If we save a rupee or donate a rupee a day, we are saving or donating 125 million a day. So I would like to bring this to the attention of the Pakistan Red Crescent. Established through an act of parliament, you are working very closely with the government of Pakistan, that if we can introduce some policies whereby, you also mentioned, we are the largest philanthropist nation. We collect millions, rather billions of zakat every year. Some of this money could be diverted for growing needs. We are still recovering from the floods from 2022. There are millions of people who are still under open sky, all the way from Sindh, central Punjab, and now we are going into another flooding season. We don't know how it is going to be. Sir sitting next to me, he knows, but we have been listening that this year is going to be more difficult. So that's something I think we, as the Red Crescent and the government of Pakistan, need to look into. How we can mobilize something internally that can be helpful, that can also help the capacity building. Also, we need to work more on capacity building. It's not going just to do the response. If we are not prepared, if we are not prepared to respond, if we are not prepared how to address the situation, then we are not going to be succeeding in any. There is a lot to talk about, but thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I really appreciate being a Pakistani. This makes me so proud to see our nation's society. Yes. And I would also like to thank our international partners, most particularly IFRC, which IOM works very closely, globally, and in Pakistan we co-coordinate, we lead the emergency shelter and non-food items cluster, which is very critical. And we thank all the humanitarian partners for this wonderful collaboration. And I hope this will continue.
Thank you very much, Aisha. And this is what exactly the cause of intention of this interactive dialogue, what you are saying is to just collect all the humanitarian actors together and make a one big power so that we can see the challenges of the future. I think, sir, you wanted to say something?
Good morning, all. This is Fayaz Chandio. I represent Action Against Hunger, Pakistan, and I serve as a country access manager for ASIF Pakistan. So first of all, I would like to share about Action Against Hunger, that's what we do in the Pakistan. We have been working here since long, more than 2 decades. So we served in disasters. We also conducted different trainings, programs, advocacy. We also work with the different like ECHO. We are working with the SIDA, and we are basically having currently we are present in Balochistan, we are present in KP, and also we are going to plan few of the activities in Sindh as well. And we are already having the MOUs with the different government departments. Like we do have an MOU with the Balochistan Nutrition Department. We basically work we are focused on the nutrition and health more. So further, I would say something about the PRCS and our joint collaboration, that how we can do, or what I have seen. Like last time when I was in Pune on the field visit with some of the dignitaries from our HQ, so I have seen everywhere the footprints of Pakistan Red Crescent Society. Wherever I go, either in Balochistan, in the KP during the disaster or during the peacetime, I've always seen the footprints of the PRCS. So obviously it would be pleasure to have a future partnership with the PRCS, because currently international organizations are facing one of the major challenge of the access. And I think PRCS is one of the organization in Pakistan which does not have the issue of the access or the acceptance at any part of the country. So obviously that credit goes to your organization. Thank you so much for calling.
Well, thank you very much from the Acted International, and thank you very much for your appreciation for the Red Crescent. I think FAO representative is here, Food and Agriculture Organization. Is he here? Oh, shall we arrive in 2 minutes? Thank you very much, sir, for coming. We welcome you. And we are having actually an interactive session with the non-Red Cross Red Crescent organization, so that we can make them feel it's a one humanitarian community. Right? Thank you very much. Now I'm going to the German Red Cross and Norwegian Red Cross. Yes. So, because nobody else on the Red Cross is in. So, Asif is a very, very senior person. He was in a PRCS and then Red Cross borrowed him actually. But he's a very nice, he has been doing many international and national missions. So, please go ahead. You know the question.
Everyone, I'm Asif, representing the German Red Cross. Our partnership with Pakistan Red Crescent Society is like a business. We're part of the one movement, Red Cross Red Crescent. We are present in the country because of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, and this is how we work. Our implementing partner is Pakistan Red Crescent Society. German Red Cross has been present here for the last 44 years. They have won Soviet invasion in Afghanistan refugee crisis. That's how they started. Our current initiatives with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society is on the anticipatory action and climate change and on advocacy and coordination. The Met Department already mentioned that there was a MOU between the Red Crescent and the department. Yeah, so on the anticipatory action, and there are several other organizations, international organizations as well, where this coordination is going. German Red Cross is exiting, I mean, we will exit, but the partnership will continue. The presence now with the limited resources globally, the instability that is increasing all over, sort of the climate change as well, with the number of conflicts, year 23 to 25 has been the most severe time for the Red Cross Red Crescent volunteers as well. A lot of people injured as well as fatal injuries as well. So I think this is also something that we have to keep in mind. So the partnership will continue in different forms, of course collaborating with those Red Cross Red Crescent partners present in the country. So yeah, that's good luck to everyone. It's a very good forum where one can see how the external non-Red Cross partners can collaborate with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, who has a presence all over the country and is a big core of all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Asif. Now the Norwegian Red Cross has been working very much with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, especially in health subjects. So please Now
Thank
it's
you
your
very
turn.
much.
You know
Try
the question.
to be short, to give the floor to the other partners, external. So we are movement, we are one family, so we are just really in collaborative way working with the Pakistan Crescent Society. I'm representing Norwegian Red Cross, so we are here in the country more than 20 years. So it's quite a big footprint in our collaboration. What I want to say in terms of our partnership is, of course, it's not a piece of paper. It's just really daily, collaborative, hard, effective, and efficient work. Of course, with problem. Of course, with the certain aspect of the collaborative issues, etc. But we are trying to find a common ground. This is the most important. And the same approach we are trying to do with our external partners. We should respect the interests of the organization, we should respect their technical expertise, and using the PRCS access in at the community level, we should use the other external partners' capacity to bring those expertise and to strengthen our efficient So this is the only way, the only things I want to share, and of course I'm really looking for the future cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, now if no one else is here to say something, then I will conclude this session. And thank you very much for all those who have spoken and showed their willingness to be partner, to possibility of partnership in the future. And thank you very much. Humanitarian work is basically finding way of suitable atmosphere or a situation under a non-suitable situation, right? So this is what the art is. This is how you work with using with the humanitarian diplomacy and partnership and stronger and etc. and etc. This is no more a singular organization world. Red Cross, I'm sorry to say, but Red Cross not the only champion in the world. So there are other big partners are working in the world. Therefore, we need to be associated partnership alliances. This is the alliances, the grand alliances era. And Red Cross Red Crescent should realize this, that they need to work with other partners in terms of strengthening their strength and their will. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to our moderators for moderating a wonderful and informative session, and thank you so much to all the participants for sharing your insight with us. So now we are heading towards the remarks from our head of delegations. So before inviting the head of delegation of Pakistan IFRC and Mr. Andreas von Weisenberg, I would like to share his brief profile that he brings extensive international humanitarian experience in disaster response coordination in Pakistan, resilience building, partnership development, and humanitarian diplomacy as IFRC continues to support Pakistan Red Crescent Society in strengthening community resilience, national society development, health programming, and emergency response preparedness in Pakistan. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Andreas.
Words. Madam Chair, dignitaries, guests, colleagues and friends, Assalamu alaikum and happy International Red Cross Crescent Day. And let me also congratulate Pakistan Red Crescent for this event. Thank you all for being here. It's much appreciated. I think the dialogue just now brought out a lot of perspectives, and I think out of this forum can come new connections for future collaboration. I want to take the opportunity to talk about three things. I want to situate a little bit the IFRC for everyone's information. I want to talk a little bit about the auxiliary role that was mentioned earlier, and then a few reflections on partnerships. So on IFRC, we are the secretariat of the largest humanitarian network in the world. It was mentioned already, 191 members around the world, including, proudly, the Pakistan Red Crescent Society. And we count about 16 million active volunteers around the world. The role of the IFRC, has been alluded to a few times here, First of all, we represent our members globally through humanitarian diplomacy. We use our observer status in the UN. We use access to governments through our membership that are often well connected to the highest level. The second thing we do, and it was also mentioned, we help our members develop further to become stronger and stronger organizations. We draw on the experience from our global work, from our global membership in that regard. And here in Pakistan, we're very much supporting the PRCS's ambitious transformation agenda. And thirdly, we coordinate assistance between our members. We leverage funding tools and opportunities for our members. Here in Pakistan, for example, in health and wash, routine immunization, climate programming, and of course in disaster response. And it's been mentioned, and we've heard from several members of our network who are present here in Pakistan. And we have a lot of members who are also supporting from afar. And of course, we work very, very closely with the National Committee of the Red Cross, ICC, and give remarks shortly. So together, we're a large red family here in Pakistan in support of PRCS and Pakistan, ultimately trying to enable the work of hundreds of thousands of PRCS volunteers across the country. I want to stress it again, it was mentioned that these volunteers are members of their own communities with proximity, with access, and above all, with trust. So the second point I want to bring is a point about the nature of Red Cross societies around the world. It's not always well understood, and that's why we keep on pressing on this point. National societies are typically established by law or decree, as here in Pakistan, and that defines their mandates and should confirm their role as auxiliary to the public authority. And this is defined quite in detail through resolutions at our international conference, which are regular conferences where the states and the Red Cross meet and discuss. And the role is a distinct partnership with mutual responsibility and benefit. And it does make national societies unique civil society organizations, auxiliary yet independent. And it's a care, but it does shape how we partner at times and how we navigate this space between other actors, CSOs, NGOs, and the public authorities. And again, what's really is guiding us is, of course, the humanitarian principles, and we're always proud to point out that those humanitarian principles, of course, originated in the Red Cross movement. A few reflections then on partnerships under the theme of this year's Red Cross Day, United for Humanity. First, and that has been mentioned, and it's abundantly clear and maybe stated obvious, but we will have to do more with less. What we're seeing now are not temporary shifts. We're entering a new humanitarian reality. Working together has always made sense, but now it's a necessity. And I think we owe it to people and communities to make sure that we make all the resources at our disposal from the authorities, from civil society, from international organizations and solidarity, make sure that all these resources will have maximum impact. And that happens through predictable cooperation, coordination, and strong partnership. Second point is that localization must be front and center. IFRC remains fully engaged in advancing the localization commitment of the Grand Bargain in 2015. Progress has been too slow, and now we must accelerate. Again, unfortunately, the blueprint is always there. Our IFRC network is by definition national and local, but as a multilateral organization and network, we also need to continue adjusting our own ways. Third point is that stronger national and local capacities require investment. Now, as we heard, is the time to invest, and I think we need to move away from purely transactional modes of cooperation to transformational modes of cooperation. I often say that our members, the Red Cross, Red Crescent national societies, should not be seen as convenient delivery mechanisms or implementing partners. They should be seen as partners. They are typically among the oldest and most experienced and most trusted parts of the humanitarian system in the country. And the volunteers, they are there before, during, and after disaster. And as I said, they enjoy the trust and through the institution that they represent. And this same investment logic must apply to all national and local organizations that support the extended, be that nationally or from international. And yes, delivery is the first priority, but ensuring that delivery capacity now and in the future must be second. And then finally, on a positive note, partnerships are, of course, and we've heard about it today, are already happening every day. PRCS has a long history of cooperation at local and provincial and national levels with a wide range of partners. And in this room alone, I'm sure we could find so many examples of impactful and good partnerships that work. So let us learn from those experiences.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andreas, for sharing your remarks with us. So before moving forward, we are taking a pause to welcome our guest of honor, the UN Resident Coordinator in Pakistan, Muhammad Yahya, who is here with us. A huge round of applause. We are so much honored that you are here. A very warm welcome to you. So now moving forward towards another insight from our head of delegation, the head of delegation of ICRC in Pakistan. I would like to share his brief profile as Mr. Christophe Sutter serves as the head of delegation of International Committee of Red Cross in Pakistan. So he's having an extensive experience in humanitarian work in Pakistan, as he has contributed significantly in promoting the humanitarian principles, protection initiatives here in Pakistan, humanitarian diplomacy, and support for the vulnerable communities across Pakistan, as ICRC continues to play a vital role not only globally but in Pakistan as well in protecting human dignity and supporting the humanitarian work here. So I would like to invite the head of delegation of ICRC in Pakistan, Mr. Christophe Sutter, to please come to the stage and share his views with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Christophe Sutter.
Thank you very much for these kind words and introductory words. Madam Chairperson of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, dear guests, dear members of the board of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society, I also want to salute the representatives of the provincial branches of the RCS, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan, region, Sindh province, Punjab province, but I'm sure they are here. See you as well. And of course, colleagues, partners from the Red Cross Red Crescent movement. I also want to salute, yes, Mr. Mohammed Yahya, the UN Resident Coordinator for Pakistan. I'm wearing blue today also to be in harmony with you today, and, because we partner together as a Red Cross, Red Crescent movement, but also with our colleagues from UN agencies. Today we celebrate one day in advance the World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. This year's theme of the World Red Cross Red Crescent Day is United in Humanity. It's not a simple phrase. Represents the very heartbeat of everything we do together. We are proud to carry forward the vision of Henry Dunant, which continues to influence our humanitarian action worldwide. This ideal of serving humanity has been ticking now for 163 years now, and we should be proud of that. And this day reaffirms the fundamental principles that guide our work: humanity, mutuality, impartiality, and independence, and it reminds us why these principles must remain at the core of everything we do in a changing world. This United in Humanity emphasizes empathy, compassion, collective action, and shared responsibility at a time when the world is facing growing division, misinformation, increasing risk for humanitarian workers, and an erosion of humanity. Just need to think about what is happening in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Ukraine, or in Darfur. We operate in a rapidly changing world. You know that the ICRC focuses on situations of armed conflict, and conflicts are becoming more complex and prolonged. And civilians are too often placed at the very center of violence. New technologies and economic uncertainty are reshaping the nature of crisis, while climate change is adding additional layers of strain to already. And in this environment, being united in humanity means more than coordination. It requires recognizing that civilians should not be treated as acceptable losses, and that technological advancements does not create distance from human suffering. This commitment cannot remain just words. It must translate into action, such as respecting international humanitarian law, even when it is inconvenient, protecting hospitals and schools, and upholding independence and neutrality and impartiality. In Pakistan, ICRC, our agency, has been serving together with PRCS community since 1947, the year of the foundation year of this great country that is Pakistan, and we have been since then supporting those affected by conflict. Pakistan is a country that has great expertise in managing multiple challenging situations, including violence, climate-related disasters, and now more economic hardship that is a result of the ongoing crisis in the Middle East. All of this is significantly affecting the and our approach, ICRC and as Crescent movement, is grounded in dialogue, trust, and engagement with authorities, communities. At the heart of our work are people, families separated by conflict. And we support together with the Red Crescent movement essential services, including healthcare, physical rehabilitation, restoring family links, and the promotion of international humanitarian. We recognize the courage and quiet resolve of health workers and volunteers who continue to serve in difficult and often dangerous conditions. Allow me to express my deep gratitude to the PRCS staff and volunteers in the districts of KP, Balochistan, and AGK, and other parts of Pakistan, of course, where they are serving every day the ideal to support and improve humanity. That this day calls for strengthening partnerships and renewing our commitment to humanitarian principles in all circumstances. And we must ensure that our humanitarian actor remains grounded in neutrality and impartiality, and that it reaches those most in need without obstruction. Our partnership with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society remains central, with its volunteers supporting humanitarian response across the country. And what gives me real hope in Pakistan is the partnership we have with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society and our other partners of the movement of the Red Crescent. I have seen our teams working side by side in difficult border areas recently. Just think about Chitral, Kuram, Khyber districts, for example, but also in EGK. Sometimes in intense heat, sometimes in difficult security situations, delivering medical care, distributing relief items, and listening to people's stories that are displaced by violence. And these are not just projects, these are acts of solidarity. PRCS plays a central role in this effort, and we want to really stress the importance of PRCS because you belong here. You understand the local realities and stay long after international attention. That local rootedness is priceless, ladies and gentlemen, and as challenges evolve, we remain committed to adapt our response while staying true to our core values. Challenges are very serious today, but I still believe that if we remain united in our respect for human dignity, we can push back against the tide of indifference and the erosion of. It is not only a professional duty, it is a profound moral responsibility. So I thank you very much for your attention and for joining us for this celebration of the World Red Cross Crescent Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sutter, for sharing your views with us. So now we'll be having a look into the stories from the field, the real life stories, the stories from the beneficiaries, the testimonials from the field of disaster management, climate change and migration. So I request all of you to please direct your attentions towards the screen.
मेरा नाम मोहम्मद साबिर है। मैं ताल्लुक बरकम्बर हिल से रखता हूँ। मैं तिराम तहसील और मैं जो अंजुमन हिलाल अहमर है वो बहुत इसका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि उन्होंने जब इतना सब हालात में इन्होंने हमारे साथ ताउन किया और ने हमको आटा फराम किया है और अद्वियात और जो रोज़मर्रा जो ज़रूरियात है वो सब कुछ उन्होंने दिया है, फराहम किया है उन्होंने।
دولس کاله باندې راغلی 12 کاله عمر 15 کاله ما د دې تر کړ ټول تعلیم سبقان درس امامت شادي واده ټول دلته شوي دي نو زما دلته خو زه نه کړم خپل طبیعت باندې نو بیا څه کوم دلته بس بیا م کار رابارکړه
درې کاله وخت مې دلته تېر کړی اوس دلته مې د سیبو کار کاوه په ګلستان کې اوسېدلم اوس را روان یو ځو افغانستان ته خپل وطن ته ځو نو موږ د دې نظام او سیستم څخه ډېر خوشحال دي ډاکټران یې دلته پر وخت باندې ناست مریضانو ته دوایي ورکوي او دلته د اوبو د خوراک سیستم یې برابر دی
30 کاله په پاکستان کې تېر کړي چې اوس په خپله خوښه روان یې افغانستان ته ما سړی د بیکرۍ کار کوي ټول ډېره خوشحاله یو چې اوس موږ خپل وطن ته ځو
मेरा नाम फौजिया है और मैं इस घर की रहायशी हूँ। रात को 12 बज के तकरीबन 35 मिनट्स थे तो अचानक एक धमाका हुआ। इस तरह की आवाज़ थी कि हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि ये किस तरह की क्या आवाज़ क्या हुआ है। तो उसमें हम लोगों में अफरा तफरी मच गई। पत्थर और उसके शेल के पीसीज और धुआं इस कदर आ गया कि उससे हमारी जो है ना सांस लेना हमारे लिए दुश्वार हो रहा था।
पहली बम्बाई पे मैं जा गई थी और उसके बाद उसकी जो आवाज़ें और वो सब कुछ वो जो माहौल था उससे हम अभी तक उस ट्रॉमा से नहीं निकले।
ये आज हिलाल अहमर पाकिस्तान और तुर्कश जो है यहाँ पे तशरीफ़ लाए हैं हमारे पास और यहाँ आकर हमें हौसला अफजाई की। हम इनके बहुत मशहूर हैं। यहाँ चेयरपर्सन भी मौजूद हैं, दीगर जो है लीडरशिप यहाँ मेरे साथ मौजूद है। तमाम हज़रात ने हमें हौसला दिया है और इनके हम शुक्रगुज़ार हैं।
Amazing. So good to see the humanitarian efforts of Pakistan Red Crescent Society. So now moving forward, I would like to invite our guest of honor, who is the United Nations Resident Coordinator in Pakistan, and he has served in UNDP in Nigeria, and he also worked as a senior peace building advisor for the non-governmental organization Alert International. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest of honor, UN Resident Coordinator in Pakistan, Muhammad Yahya.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you for inviting me, and I want to wish everybody a happy Red Crescent Red Cross Day. It's my first actually, so I'm really happy to be here with you today. Thank you for inviting me. Distinguished guests, the family of Red Crescent Society, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for convening this important forum with the theme of United in Humanity. I think we all agree it's both timely and necessary. Today's humanitarian action is confronting a profound moment of reckoning. Globally, humanitarian needs are rising faster than our collective action to respond. Conflict is proliferating. Climate shocks are intensifying, displacement is reaching record levels, and at this very moment, humanitarian financing is facing extraordinary pressure. Yesterday, I was at the brief Pakistan conference, a climate action conference. I described this moment as a drought of solidarity. I believe the phrase captures something important for the current global moment. But the challenges before us are not only financial, they are also strategic. The humanitarian system was designed for a different era, one of shorter crisis and one with distinctions between development and emergency challenges, and one that was more predictable. This is no longer the case. Today's crisis are more prolonged, more climate-driven, more interconnected, and more politically complex. So humanitarian action has to evolve. This thinking is what was behind the humanitarian reset. The humanitarian reset is not about lowering ambition or retreating from principle. It's about recognizing that humanitarian action must become more anticipatory, more locally led, more sharply prioritized, and more connected to resilience and recovery. In other words, moving from perpetual emergency response to something more geared in reducing vulnerability itself. This means strengthening coordination, reducing duplication, investing in preparedness and early action, and ensuring, as our colleague from ICIC said, resources are directed where they're most needed. In many ways, humanitarian actors in Pakistan should be proud because you are at the forefront of this change and you are at the forefront of the solutions. Over recent years, Pakistan has experienced repeated climate shocks, including devastating floods and extreme weather, displacement and growing vulnerability among fragile communities. Pakistan has also carried significant responsibilities over many decades in hosting refugees from the region. During my recent travels in the last monsoon, I went to flood-affected communities in Punjab, and what I saw and what gave me so much hope was how people responded, how local organizations led, how the entire concept of solidarity wasn't only institutional, but it was centered in the essence of the individual. In this case, the culture of solidarity that is extremely important in Pakistani culture. That experience reinforced that the future of humanitarian action will depend more on local leadership and trusted community networks. Therefore, in Pakistan, the lessons we offer globally and the entire concept of humanitarian research, when I speak to our leadership in the headquarters, that in Pakistan, the concept of humanitarian leadership, specifically when it comes to local leadership, is already in action. Here, we are trying to move beyond a model centered around emergency to where more preparedness, where we invest in more preparedness, where we invest in more early action, where we invest in more early warning. We're also working to ensure national and local leadership sits at the center of humanitarian action, because sustainable humanitarian response cannot be built from outside alone. This brings me to the Pakistani Red Crescent Society that we're celebrating today. This is what you do. You are locally led. This is your country. The videos we've just seen shows humanitarian research in action. You are the forefront responding. You combine both operational reach with something even more important, community trust. In many places, your volunteers are the first to arrive and the last to leave. They understand local realities, local vulnerabilities, and local capacities in a way no other actor can. This is not simply about partnership, this is localization in practice. For us at the United Nations, partnership with institutions like the Red Crescent will become central in making humanitarian research real. Not as abstract policy discussions in fancy capitals, but as a practical transformation on how it should work and how it's working. Finally, as we prepare to recognize your incredible staff and volunteers today, let me express my deep respect and appreciation for the service. Humanitarian action ultimately does not depend only on institutions, on strategies, or frameworks, but on people. On people willing to stand with communities during their hardest moments, on people willing to serve with compassion, with neutrality, with dignity. At a time when the world often feels divided, that commitment matters more than ever. United in humanity is therefore just not a theme for today, it's an imperative for tomorrow. बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much, UN Resident Coordinator in Pakistan, Mohammad Yahya, for sharing your remarks with us. We are truly honored that you are here and graced the event with your presence. So now we are heading towards the segment where we are going to appreciate our partners and obviously our volunteers as well. For that, I would like to invite obviously our Honorable Chairperson of Pakistan Red Crescent Society, Mrs. Farzana Naik, to please come forward for the vote of thanks and the appreciation ceremony. As this opportunity is to recognize our valued partners and supporters who continued strengthening Pakistan Red Crescent Society humanitarian mission. So first of all, I would like to invite Mr. Andreas, the head of delegation of IFRC, to Pakistan to kindly receive obviously the token of appreciation for his valuable contributions towards the Pakistan Red Crescent Society. Thank you. So now I would like to invite the head of delegation of ICRC in Pakistan, Mr. Christoph Sutter, to please come forward and receive a token of thanks, a token of appreciation for his humanitarian support and collaboration with PRCS. Thank you. So now I would like to invite the head of delegation of German Red Cross, Mr. Asif Aman. Please come forward, come to the stage and receive your token of thanks and token of appreciation. Thank you. It's time to invite the head of delegation of Norwegian Red Cross, Mr. Ulagbeek, to please come forward for his continued support and partnership with the Pakistan Red Crescent Society. Now, I would like to invite the head of delegation of Turkish Red Crescent, Ms. Beza Tenner. Please come forward. She's not here? Okay. Okay. So now, actually, there's some problem in her family as her father is not feeling well. So I would like to request you all to please take a moment and pray for her family. May he be blessed with good health. So now moving forward, I would like to invite our guest of honor, the United Nations Resident Coordinator in Pakistan, Muhammad Yahya. So please may I request you to kindly join us on stage to receive the token of appreciation. With our guest of honor and our head of delegation, it is time to recognize the efforts of our red heroes, the volunteers. So I would like to invite first of all Ms. Maham Nasir to receive a token of appreciation from the chairperson. Ms. Maham, please come forward to receive the token of appreciation for her long-term engagement and dedicated volunteerism. Mr. Numan, another volunteer, please come forward and receive your token of appreciation for your dedication and work for Pakistan Red Crescent Society as a volunteer. I request you all to please stay here for a group picture. For the group picture, I would like to invite the representatives of the donor organizations or development partners and obviously the chairman of the branches. The first 3 rows, please come to the stage for a group picture. Rest of the people, I request you to please be seated. Our board members, development partners, donor organizations. So I request our people who are standing here on stage, please move to the central area for exhibitions, or officers Abdullah and Adnan will guide you to the central area for exhibition, that is followed by lunch.